And then I was like, is this supposed to be Dennis Rodman? And then I was like, I gotta buy this shit.
And it was, out of my vampire mask and out of that skeleton mask, the Dennis Rodman mask was the scariest.
I know, it was the creepiest
It's like
fucking mask.
when you put that hood on, you look like a deformed homeless person.
Exactly. That's exactly what
You look like you had giganticism of the mouth and chin. Yeah. A homeless person with giganticism of the mouth and chin. It was, and that really frightened people.
Oh no, walking
Genuinely scared people.
No, walking in that party. I didn't know anybody to begin with, but I did notice everyone looking and staring and glancing, going, "Okay, that is a fucked up looking mask, and who is that? Like, who is that?" And I remember just seeing like girls that were like kind of whispering to each other, looking my way, and I turn around and I'd see them staring at the mask, and I would just stare at them. I'd stare at them like Michael Myers would stare at his victim, just stare at them because I knew I was fucking freaking them the fuck out, and I would just stare, and I would slowly turn my head and walk away.
And I was, man, I'm telling you, we should make a horror movie with that mask.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm thinking about Halloween, because you know what John Carpenter did with Halloween? He got that, the William Shatner mask.
Yeah.
It wasn't painted, and that's what they used for the Michael Myers mask. And I'm thinking, that ain't got none on that fucking Dennis Rodman mask. We should get that Dennis Rodman mask and make the new horror icon.
The new slasher icon.
The new slasher icon, man. Because I swear to God, I can picture a scene where you have on that mask, you leave, you don't come back, the killer comes back wearing that mask, and I think it's you.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, I come up, co-host, why don't you, hey man, say something. And they just sit there, hey look, I'm going to smack you if you pull out that knife and shoot. Oh, you're not co-host.
I'll wait for you in the bathroom while you're sitting on the toilet. And then I'll slowly open up the curtain and just stare at you like, co-host, what are you doing? Get out of here. You pervert, get out of here. And I'll just keep staring and staring. Get out of here. You'll die of shock.
Yeah.
Just looking at that.
No, actually, I would suggest that you be the first to die. You came in, I'm taking the shit.
Yeah.
Believe me. Jason Voorhees could break in on me taking the shit. That dude would be like, that'll be the first time he'll talk. God damn, what did you eat, man?
He'll try to attack you, but it's like there's an invisible barrier.
I can't breathe.
Preventing him. Yeah. It's like you'll end up like Halloween 2, like Donald Pleasance when he lit that fucking lighter. He's like, we'll both go together. Boom. Oh my god,
man.
No, but that party was a lot of fun, and the cool thing about that I mean, just being in a mask where people don't know who you are. I mean,
it's great,
that
man.
Night I had girls running up to me, like flirting with me, going, "Who are you? Who are you under that mask? Come on,
no, really,
come on!" And they would kiss the mask because it's so creepy, and I just I'd turn around and I just stare at them, and I'd say a single word, just stare at them, and like, "Who are you? Who are you?" They'd run away. I loved it. There's just something empowering about just being somebody else who you're absolutely not scaring the living shit out of people, knowing you have that kind of control over people's like emotions and their feelings that you're literally scaring them to death.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
No, it was great, man. We went to that party because we just scared the fuck out of people. We didn't give a shit. Like,
yeah.
There were so many costumes there that people had on where it showed their faces, and we were one of the few who came in and did not bother to tell anybody who we were. Like, and it's funny because we were just there.
Yeah, we were.
And we left to go get those masks and came back, and even though we had on the same clothes, everybody was kind of like, "Who are you?"
Like, who are you?
Seriously, who are you? Man? People were like getting scared. They were like that dude in Batman. Who are you, man?
Yeah.
They're just trying to get a beer and shit.
I'm Dennis Rodman.
It makes me think of like, I like doing that, man. I actually want to do that more. Just go to parties and not tell people who you are. Like, Halloween is the time to do that, man, where you just go to parties and don't tell anyone who you are.
It's the perfect time to do that. And it's funny you mentioned that.
Like crash parties.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, I just did it again just this past weekend. I went to El Paso. The guys that do the Madness Hour. I remember I told you.
Oh, yeah. They were.
Yeah, they were doing a party. They were wanting to do kind of like a kind of spills type party where they just invite people. But they basically had a show. The guy, the Creep, he managed to put 3 bands together. They had this party. I drove there. I had like a Halloween weekend this past weekend, just driving there, listening to haunted house music on my way, driving on 290 in the middle of the night, like at 2 a.m.
You were listening to that zombie
I was listening
podcast.
To,
We Are Alive.
We're Alive, which was cool because as soon as I started playing that podcast, there's a part of that podcast where they start telling you what's going on with the zombies attacking people. And as soon as the radio announcer was like, yeah, people are attacking people, we don't know what's going on, people are being eaten. While I was driving, I had to slow down and swerve because there was a deer in the middle of the street that looked like it fucking exploded, literally exploded from the inside out, where it was all chunky. There was part of a hoof that wasn't attached to the deer on like further down the road.
Jesus.
It looked like a big bloody fucking mess. And this deer was huge. I mean, it was a huge adult deer.
And there was a man leaning over eating his intestines.
And listening to that zombie podcast, I really freaked myself out. I was like, oh, fuck, just looking at, because I had to like almost get off the road to drive past it.
Yeah.
And listening to that zombie podcast, it fucking really like, it really did a number on me where I was like, oh, fucking.
What's happening?
I was scared about things coming out in the fucking middle of the road in the middle of the night.
Well,
and there are no lights except your headlights.
Yeah.
And that's it, dude.
Well, let me tell you something. If there's ever a zombie attack, the desert is probably where you want to be.
Because there ain't no
people out there.
Like gonna want to make
ain't no water or anything either, so you're kind of screwed either way. But
like heading to El Paso, there's like long stretches of nothing, absolutely nothing. It's a perfect place to get abducted by a UFO.
Yeah.
But it was cool because on that trip I was listening to haunted house music, I was listening to that podcast, and the thing is, I saw so much roadkill, so much dead deer, roadkill, like animals torn apart, blood stains on the street. Fuck. This weekend, take a trip to El Paso. That'll be your Halloween.
Hey, you know what? You know what a creepy story would be? Like, what if that isn't roadkill? What if it's like a creature that's actually out in the desert that's we always think is roadkill, but it never really is? The real story behind it is that there's an actual creature out there.
Chupacabra.
So something like that where if you don't ever let your car stop, don't ever get out the car in the middle of where you see all that roadkill, because that roadkill could be you. Some of those pieces could actually be human beings who were unfortunate enough to stop and get out the car.
Dude, there was a rodent that looked just like black hair. I mean, it just looked like black.
That might have been that could have been a human head.
It looked like a fucking head. That's exactly what I thought.
Could have been.
With a blood stain going, like, it looked like a fucking blood stain dragged across the street. Oh, man. But, dude, that was a fun trip. I did get pulled over, which was also scary because I was the only car out there in the middle of nowhere, and all I saw were flashing lights. And I was waiting for that guy to come over and for it to be like a zombie cop.
I thought you were gonna say you waiting for that guy with the hook for a hand to come over.
Hand to go, yeah, part of his roadkill collection. But anyway, I went down to El Paso, hung out with the Madness Hour guys. Shaken was there, and the cool thing is that they have a band called An Endless Fight. And they told me the day before my trip was that, hey, dude, we want you to sing a song. We want you to sing The Misfits' Halloween. And I was like, I haven't heard that song since fucking forever ago. I don't know the lyrics of that. So I had to fucking bust my ass and learn that goddamn song on the road. And luckily enough, I actually performed with the guys on stage. And I tell you what, man, that was something I'll never forget, man. It was really cool that they actually got that shit together, made it happen. Even though there's only like 10 people there, but it was it was a blast, man. And singing that Halloween song. Oh, and the thing though is that I found out beforehand that they were going to wear costumes. So I was like, oh man, I don't have a costume. It was like, take me to the closest Halloween shop. Went to the Halloween shop, found a mask, and it was a skull mask for $12. Bought that shit.
You didn't bring your Dennis Rodman mask?
No, I didn't. I forgot to bring anything. I didn't bring any kind of Halloween shit. I should have, but I cut a hole in the mask to where the jaw can move. So I put that shit on, performed the song with that mask on. Thank God, it sounded good. And then after that, there was a party. There's a huge party. It's like every motherfucker that lived in El Paso was at this party. But I showed up in that skull mask. And I swear to God, dude, it was like that party we went to. I was freaking the fuck out of every.
Maybe it's just you, man.
I don't know what it was, but I walk in because the thing is, guys are looking at the mask going, "Oh, fuck, that's a fucked up mask," and I just thought it was just a generic skull mask, and chicks were looking at it like, That is fucking creeping me out. That is really creeping me out. I saw a girl standing in this hallway, right? Waiting for the restroom. I turned around. I heard her whisper to somebody, "Oh, look at that fucking mask." I turned around. I stared at her. And I stared at her for a couple of minutes, and then I opened up the jaw of the mask. I just went, ah. And she fucking flipped out, ran to this room, slammed the door shut. And I was like, oh, fuck. I was like hoping she didn't jump out the fucking window, but her friend's like, you scared my friend.
I told you earlier, that's a bitch that's guilty.
I know.
She did something.
She must have killed her friend that week or something. I don't know what happened. Must have been an I know what you did last summer thing. But man, she flipped the fuck out, ran. I mean, and dude, I had girls coming up to me laughing, going, "Who are you? Who are you in there?" And then I just started opening up the mouth, going, "Ah, ah, ah." And they were like, "Oh shit!" They're running away. And oh man, I just love like standing in the corner, like staring at people, just looking at them, and just having them flip the fuck out. It's the greatest feeling in the world. Everyone, you should do that. Go find a shitty mask that you wouldn't think would scare people. Just put it on, shut the fuck up. And fucking just stare at people all night long.
Man, I'll tell you something. I remember that I know it's kind of creepy, but there's only one time of the year that you get to do that. And I even did it when Cyrus had his party, when I dressed up like a Rorschach.
Yeah, that's right.
The time I did that, I said, look, it's a year before the movie comes out, months before the movie comes out. I'm going to get a jump on this. Before everybody dresses up like Rorschach for the next Halloween, so I made this. I thought I did a pretty good job on it, and I was proud of it.
You did a great job because I mean, when I showed up, I was like, the first thing I noticed was that I didn't know it was. At first, I didn't know it was you, but I was like, that's a badass fucking Rorschach costume that guy has on over there.
Yeah, no, thank you. And I went and so I came to the party. I was so proud of it. I was like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna come here. I parked down the street and walked up to the house so nobody could see my car.
That's right.
Came in.
Somebody mentioned it was like maybe it's Corey, and then somebody's like, no, it's not because his car's not here. So
yeah, no, I came in and didn't say anything to anybody. Now, of course, I hate to get into a segment of Leon bashing here, but who, by the way, had a really cool costume on.
He was Lando Calrissian.
No, he was Gary Coleman as Lando Calrissian.
If the Millennium Falcon landed on Lando Calrissian on that platform, realized that Chewbacca lifted it back up, and Lando walked out, that would have been Leon's.
That would have been Leon.
Where's the candy?
Hey,
Trick or treat, bitches.
Come here. Han Solo, come here, you old pirate.
You got a lot of guts showing your face here. You no good scoundrel. You no good swindler.
He looked like Gary Coleman with a perm. But that was a kick-ass costume he had on. But I remember I came in.
You truly belong with us amongst the clouds.
But I came in, and everybody was kind of like, who is that guy? And then they were trying to figure out, okay, who's not here that said they were coming?
Right.
I'm like, okay, that guy's kind of tall, and Corey's not here. I mean, it could be Corey. And other people were like, nah, doubt it. He wouldn't come in. He can't. He wouldn't do that. And I remember Leon like, give it 20 minutes. It's Corey. Give it 20 minutes. He'll say something to give himself up. He can't be quiet for 20 minutes. You just watch and see. Okay, so
that boy can't shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he's gonna ruin his own joke. Look at him. So I came in and hearing that, I waited. Like, okay, I know it was about over an hour before I pulled that fucking mask off and told people who I was, because I finally just wanted something to drink and couldn't drink with that fucking stocking over my head.
Yeah, after a while, I'm sure you couldn't breathe.
Couldn't breathe. I was like suffocating and shit.
You're pretty much wearing a stocking over your head the whole time.
I didn't want people to think I wanted people to know who I was at that point, because I don't want to be passed out somewhere. Yeah.
There's
dying.
a stranger. I'd help him, but I don't know who he is.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know who to contact.
I'm over there suffocating, and everybody's, I'm just passed out, and people too scared to come towards me. So I went in the kitchen, finally took the costume off, and Leon comes in. He's like, see, I told you 20 minutes later. And I was like, Negro, it's an hour and a half later that I pulled this shit off. Come on, man.
That fool, the thing is that I saw him, and when I saw him, I immediately started laughing because of his costume. And then I was like, "Oh, Leon, what's up?" I thought it was some midget dressed up as this guy Lando Calrissian, but he was like, "I'm sorry, Leon, you're not a midget." But I saw him, and I was like, "Hey, dude, did you see that Rorschach costume over there?" He's like, "Yeah, we've all been trying to figure out who that is." And I was like, "Here, give me a minute." I looked, that's Corey, man. He was He's like, what? I was like, dude, that is Corey. How long have you known Corey? If you cannot tell that is Corey, that's Corey right there, you're not a good friend. And of course, when it was revealed, I was like, I told you, dude.
And of course, he's like, I knew it.
I knew it. Yeah. I was like, yeah, Leon, just like you knew they'd never make an Avengers movie.
That fool is still talking about they're not gonna make an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
I asked him yesterday. I was like, they're making an Avengers movie. No. Okay. Looking down at me, like whatever, stupid.
It's like the more he tells you,